Greetings, NaVloPoMo, day 7, we made it through 1 week, fantastic, still going strong. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about tyres. And like almost every other aspect of engineering, tyre technology and tyre design has improved greatly over the last few decades. You've got better compounds, you've got better tread design for dispersing water and heat, you've got better compound design, you've got the introduction of multi-compound tyres, and there's also specialty tyres like tyres for track day ridings, tyres for sport touring, tyres for sport riding on the street. Okay, now motorcycle tyres, unlike car tyres, are different sizes. The front, as you can see, is smaller than the rear. The small front tyre helps in steering and the handling, whereas the rear tyre has to be much fatter because all the power of the motorcycle is put down through the rear tyre, and you can see a contact patch about the size of the palm of my hand is all that is touching the road at any one time. This is what we call the profile. Okay, that's the profile, and different tyre manufacturers will have a different profile for the front and for the rear. This is a pair of old Michelin Pilot Power tyres I took off that were worn out. You can see the tread is worn down here. I didn't really care for the profile on these, especially on the front. It was too angular, and it made the bike fall into a turn quite a lot. Now some riders like a more triangulated profile, as it helps them get the bike over on its side very quickly. These are a sort of compromise for the street. They're a good street tyre, got lots of grip on them. Obviously they're not a sport touring tyre, they're going to wear down quicker. The compound is a little softer. A sport touring tyre is going to have a slightly harder compound, and it's going to last, maybe 30,000 miles, depending, give or take a few thousand, depending on the brand and the tyre. A sport tyre probably may last around 3,000 miles, depending on the rider, maybe again give or take. So yeah, so the tread, not an awful lot of tread on like a performance sport tyre like that. Not really designed to be ridden in the rain, although the tread is there to help dissipate heat more than it is for sort of sport touring conditions. Sport touring tyre is going to have a bit more of a tread. It's going to probably be expected to be used in more varied conditions like rain, lower temperatures and so on. A sport tyre is going to be used in aggressive riding situations in the track, and it will have to deal with things like heat and wear more than things like rain. Okay, now I talked about multi-compound tyres. Now, obviously, particularly on the rear tyre, you spend most of the time on the street. Say if you're a commuter, or if you're sport touring, or if you're just like an everyday recreational rider, you're going to spend the majority of your time on the middle of the tyre. You're going to spend the majority of your time upright. If you're a track rider, it's different. You're going to spend the majority of your time in curves and riding hard, but not all of us are track junkies, and all of us who ride bikes on the street are going to spend the majority of our time upright. So that means the middle of the tyre is going to get worn out quicker than the side of the tyre, the edges of the tyre. But the edges of the tyre still need to be very grippy, they need to be softer, because that's where you need traction the most. So tyre manufacturers figured out how to put the softer compound on the edges to keep traction high, and a harder compound in the middle where traction isn't as important, but wear is, because this is where we spend the majority of our time. Put a hard compound in the middle, so we get some very clever multi-compound tyres that give us the best of both worlds: grip in the corners and good wear in the middle. Because otherwise, what happens if you've got a soft compound? The middle of the tyre wears out and it ends up getting squared off, and then it feels very odd when you're turning into corners and such on. Alright, so that was a brief look at the world of motorcycle tyres. Hope you found it interesting, maybe you learned something. Hope you're enjoying these. If you like motorcycles, please do follow me on Twitter @LeanAngles, and otherwise I'm @Influx on Twitter. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/LeanAngles, which is my blog and podcast. So if you like what you see, follow me there. I'll be seeing you tomorrow for NaVloPoMo. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.